Hey y'all, this is Church from Church's Intake. We about to get into another reading of his word. I'm gonna start changing it up a little bit. I'm gonna let the song play a little bit. I want everybody really to know that Sabbath day is Saturday. I will start launching some real jewels on Saturday because that is my Lord's day, the Sabbath day. I know a lot of people celebrate on Sunday. You take that up with God, that's not me. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna come out of Micah chapter 3. I'm gonna let this song ride a little bit longer. A little praise and worship, before we get started. We're gonna make this real. Lord Father, bless the words that come out of my mouth, that it's not of me, but of you. Get what you want out into this world. Make me small. Use me as your vessel. I love you, Father. I used to be able to sing real good when I was younger. I hope God gives me that gift again, because I definitely told him I didn't want it. I used to sing high soprano. I regret it. But that's another topic for another day. All right, let's get into it. All right. So we're going to go into Micah chapter 3. And since I'm not the greatest reader out here, I'm going to let the audio tell the people what's going on. And then we'll elaborate and get into the word.
And I said, "Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil? Who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones? Who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off them? And they break their bones, and chop them in pieces, as for the pot, and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth, and cry, Peace, and he that putteth not into their mouths. They even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God. But truly, I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Israel his sin. Hear this, I pray you, ye heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Israel, that abhor judgment, and pervert all equity. They build up Zion with blood, and Jerusalem with iniquity. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord, and say, Is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Therefore shall Zion for your sake be plowed as a field, and Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of the forest.
God bless the reading of his
The
word.
book of Micah.
All right. So Micah chapter 3, y'all can go over that. But basically, it's talking about the church, the house of God, the people that's in the house of God, the seers in the house of God, the divinators in the house of God, the witches in the house of God, the sorcerers in the house of God, the warlocks in the house of God. God is exposing these people right now. These people believe that they can just trample over the children of Christ. God's chosen children that he wanted to make known, that he wanted to be out here causing the new earth to come to this land. Now, we have to know who these people are. Mind you, I have these people in my family. God wants me to expose these things, and I shall do this with glory. So, in my family, I didn't know. God woke me up. I was on autopilot. God woke me up to let me know that my family had a lot of secrets. My family also grew up in the church. My family, my mother was in the choir, one of the head choir singers. My brother ended up, becoming a pastor, a minister in God when basically he was on his, his bad road, and God had to correct him. So I thought, these family members, my other brother was a guitar player. I played the instrument in church and such. So I grew up in the church. I grew up knowing, certain things, and I was always observant of everything. Mind you, I was saved when I was 9 years old. So I've always had a relationship with God. Actually, when I was that young, and that's why God tells us to be like children. When I was that young, I was fearless. I would go up against any demon, any type of person that wanted to go up against God. And you'd be like, you deny my God? I was coming after you. And you could do try whatever, witchcraft, war, whatever. You could try to do all these deviations, illusion spells. And ever since I was a kid, I always fought. I fought against teachers. Teachers, he might be a hyperactive student and such things. No, I'm good. I tested out perfectly. But then God started showing me, D, you don't even know the own people in your family. They hiding secrets from you. Why you think things transpire in your life? Why you think things, certain things start to go well, and then all of a sudden you get this domino effect. And guess who's always at the end game when you get the domino effect? Your mother's there. Your brother, your sister's there. Are those the ones that's trying to cause me harm? Do your research. So you start to investigate. I start to pinpoint about things that happened in my life. See, God makes us go. When we jump on the purpose and you want to start serving the Lord, God will make you go all the way back to the beginning. So when I wanted to start jumping in my purpose, see, my purpose was, to be a entrepreneur, run my own business, be self-sufficient, working for God. You know what I mean? Like, yo, God, I work a 9-to-5 job. How can I get away from this? Oh, I'll show you. God, I got this, that, and the third. How can you help me with this? Oh, I'll show you. Just believe in me. Have the faith in me. Of course, I'll always do that. So then God started showing me, started working with me through my business to actually unveil the curtain that was hidden from me, to let me know that my family is a bunch of witches and warlocks, to let me know that my family deals with secret societies, to let me know that my family be doing some wicked things behind the curtains that they don't want others to know. Shoot, they've been doing these wicked things to you since you was a young boy. Really? So you start, come on, Lord. Gee, man, you serious with this stuff? Yes. Research. Go in. God had me start researching about different societies, different people that deal with illusionists. These people go to tarot card readers. They go to different witch doctors and such to get these spells casted on you. Now, mind you, I'm a child of God. None of this stuff will work on me. So before I knew that my family was hiding these big secrets behind my back, that basically I was their biggest enemy. I was the one that they wanted to use as the scapegoat. I was the one that they wanted to do diabolical things to. I was the one that they wanted to poison or tried to poison me, putting poison in foods and such. I didn't know about my family like that because it wasn't that I was naive. I just did my own thing. I didn't get into my family's business like that. But I know about a lot of my family. I know I got a lot of, drunkards in my family. I'm the curse breaker in the family. I know I had to cut off drinking, cut off smoking weed. I never did nothing else. So all the other ones was already off. Keeping the marriage. Staying faithful to God, keeping the cause, not falling short. Those were the things. And when God said, are you ready to be that generational curse breaker that I made you to be? I said, yes, of course. What these people didn't know was I took my time. God gave me a position to hold. And I'm going to take that stand now, off top. Now, mind you, before, I didn't want to be the preacher man. I'm not the preacher man. I'm a teacher. But I ain't want to be the preacher man of just a little congregation of people and talk to them and buddy with people. That wasn't my mission. It's still not my mission. My mission is to go global, talk over the world to people that I'm supposed to talk to. Now, when I was raised up with my brother, he had a problem when he was younger. He was getting in a lot of trouble. He was a juvenile. He was in juvenile detention. He was in and out of jail. Now, my brother, he don't know that. I knew he had another side to him. Both of my brothers do. But I thought that he was going to correct himself when he got saved. When he got saved, I think my brother was probably in his 20s or so. And my brother, when he first started finding God, he used to come to me for a lot of different things. And I'd be like, bro, why don't you just read the word? Now, mind you, I never really truly read the word when I was younger. I just kind of it was on me. I just knew the word. I went to a lot of different types of schools when I was a kid too. But I just knew the word. And he would ask me questions and such. So we can go up a little bit more. It was just like, yo, my brother got into he was with his girlfriend, his wife now, whatever. But he got into a car accident, and he ended up telling me that. And I was just like, yo, bro, like, why are you stressing over this woman? Now, mind you, he wasn't married to this woman at the time. And my brother used to date at this time, before he even met this girl, his wife now. Before he even met her, he used to date some nice looking females. Now, that's here nor there to me. You like what you like. You marry who you marry. But from my understanding, the woman he married never passed the smell test for me from the beginning. And that was a big red flag. Now, mind you, I knew his wife knew that she hated me, and she knew I ain't like her because I knew her spirit. And it wasn't like that. She knew that her spirit and my spirit, it's like yin and yang. I got God's spirit. She's got these demons. You know what I'm saying? So my brother gets into a car accident one day. I get the phone call. Mom's there or whatever. Kev got into an accident. What? Accident? How? Why? Oh, first thing I do, I get into the car with Mom, ride over there. Boom. What happened, bro? Car mangled. Blop. Between a tree. Smashed. So, nothing of it. I guess they got into a fight, him and his girlfriend at the time. I said his girlfriend at the time. They married now. But I'm like, yo, what made you do that, bro? Why would you go off the wall and want to kill yourself over a female? And this is one of the weakest females you ever been with. What's wrong with you? He ain't putting 2 and 2, 3 and 3, none of this together. He ain't putting this stuff together. I'm the kid. I'm probably 14, 15 tops. Bro, she's only like 2 years older than me. Maybe 3 years older than me. Bro, this is the thing that you want to off your life for? Really ready to take his life for a female. Something odd about that. Then my brother tells me, we in the driveway. Yo, I was bewitched because her sister, my brother's girlfriend, well, his wife, sister, husband, said he bewitched my brother with voodoo. Now, mind you, I'm only 15 at this time. I don't know nothing about, I know it because, it's in the word. But this is early. This is before 2000, late 90s. Bewitched. Bro, you believe that you got bewitched? Yeah. That was the first mistake. I was like, do you need me to handle that? Like, I can, pray to the G-man and we can ixnay all that. Nah, I think I'm all right. Mind you, the boy was bewitched under a love spell. He still probably don't know. But the diabolical woman that he's with knows these things. So years said when, that accident had happened, and I was like, that just threw me all the way off. That was the biggest red flag of my whole life. And then I think a year or so later, he ends up marrying her. Now, mind you, she was young, the youngest thing he ever been with too. She was in high school and he was already out of high school and he was ready to marry this girl at like 18 or something. Another red flag. I'm like, why? Why would you marry her? Thinking to myself, I never really told him that, but I was just like, yo, if that's what you love and that's what you want. Now, mind you, I ain't know that, what I know now about how these witches and warlocks work and how spells can be casted on you and they can last for years if you don't got the right, if you don't worship God or, like, If God, lets these people keep you cloaked, because every one of us aren't covered. Some of us are, and some of us aren't. And the ones that aren't covered, you should find out if you've been, bewitched with a love spell or something. Because as of right now, I know God is releasing the veil on a lot of people that's been bewitched like that. Now, mind you, God had him as a seer. He was trying to elevate in Christ, because when all of that transpired, he wanted to change his life. Now, God knows a person's true motives. Now, if it was pure, only God knows. If it was just to try to steal from someone else, God knows that as well. Now, at the end of the game, it always catches up to you. God knows that. So later on, years later, you reap what you sow. So as you're growing in the church of God, they're saying that you live in the righteous way. Now, I used to go to the bull's sermons sometimes back in the day when he was right, when he was trying to live towards righteousness and doing right. I know when the word is coming out straight, and I know when the word is coming out crooked. So at this time, the word was coming out straight. And then it started to change. And then that's when I started knowing the manipulations through the tactics of the speech. Like, he's using his seeing eyes, because you got to know that the Pharisees were seers too. But they're trying to cast their projections onto you. So my brother was a seer. Can't see no more. Believe that. You lost your privileges for jumping on the dark side. But he was using it for evil. Looking into other people's, not just minds, but other people's endings. Like these people, these seers that goes to the dark side, and these illusionists and these diabolicals, these witches and warlocks that's also in the church. They can see your future. That's why the God says, or people be like, oh, a person will know your future better than you will know your future. How is that? Because some of them are seers. They can see where you could be, and then they try to steal and try to flip the script, saying like, you take my karma, I take yours. Now, there's some people, they've probably been getting away with this for years. Now, there's some people that God put out here, the chosen ones, for example. You can't take their destiny. It's destined for them to be what they're going to be. The only way they can lose their destiny is if they was to deny Christ. If they don't deny Christ, God, and walk with God, there's no way you can take anything of theirs. So that lets you know that they're at a reprobate mindset back then when they started to steal. When you're trying to steal from the spiritual realm, it lets you know. So when they was trying to steal from the spiritual realm years ago, I ain't know. They was stealing from me. Forging documents and everything. You know what I mean? All this stuff will come out. God showed me, so God's going to show the world. I could care less. But when you attack my family, coming after my daughter, telling my daughter, oh, your daddy's this bad person, know that you're probably the bad parents. So they're going to investigate you on that. I'm not a bad parent. I got my kids. The other thing is, people become jealous. Like, I ain't know that we were supposed to come up together, but he forfeited his gifts because he wanted my gifts. I ain't even know what my gifts was, and I know now. But he wanted my gifts, which he had the same gifts. He could have the same stuff. But when you let the devil seep in your head, he had the devil laying right next to him every day, all day in his ear. The boy lost his crown from a Jezebel. From a Jezebel, stole his spot. The Jezebel told him, the Jezebel wanted me, wanted to become me. You can't steal no one's destiny, you fool. What idiot would believe this? But the devil can tell you anything for you to start acting a fool and start doing some old diabolical things because you're stuck on greed. You're stuck on fame. You're stuck on something that you will never pertain. You don't even know the stuff that a person has to go through to even be where they're at. I had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. And guess what? Most of them was caused by y'all. Shoot. And my supposed mother, which you're not even my mother. Those are my half brothers. I know this now. You were supposed to tell me that. I don't even hate you for it. But I know you was jealous of me since birth. I know you've been trying to war against me and trying to kill me, slander my name, try to tell different people. You had me in different types of things that I had to go through when I was a young lad to show that I am sane. I didn't know that you caused all these things. But that's what a covert dark would do. Trauma bond you. Have you believing looking over here when they doing the sleight of hand over there. I'm a threat. I'm a threat because I really love God. I'm a real one that believes in God. I'm a real one that has true faith. I know y'all live in fear. I know why y'all even did it. Jealousy turned into envy. My brother being bewitched by the devil herself. You know what I'm saying? Let him take his spot. The Jezebel became his co-pastor, trying to take the shine from him. He ain't even getting it. But then he teamed up. So it was like, y'all marriage was fugazi from the start. You already knew. So once you got too deep, there was no turning around. Just like there's still no turning around. You can't hide what's in the dark. It's always going to come to the light. And if you guys think that you did something to me, to trying to, this is how diabolical these people get, right? They don't even know the spiritual realm. They don't know the unknown. That's why they use other people to do their dirty deeds. And they try to do dark magic